Since 2008, the number of regulatory changes have tripled, and the pace shows no sign of slowing down, especially for the financial industry. This makes a compliance officer's job increasingly challenging. To keep up with regulations, analysts sift through tons of content, and even then, mistakes are made. And when mistakes are made, the consequences can be disastrous. Compliance.ai transforms how we manage regulatory change. It automatically curates regulatory content, distills it all into meaningful insight, and finally, makes it available to you from anywhere. Financial, federal, and state regulatory data is curated using machine learning models, all guided by a group of hand-picked regulatory heroes. Compliance.ai provides focused regulatory insight, saving time, reducing cost and risk, while giving compliance officers much-needed peace of mind.
I often say that the only constant in the space that FundPass is in is regulatory change and frequent regulatory change. So it's essential that a company like ours have a tool like Compliance.ai that allows us to have a cost-effective, real-time way to gain visibility into those changes. I certainly don't think there's been any slowdown in the pace of regulatory change in the financial sector in the last 20 years that I've seen. If anything, there's a bit of an uptick. We saw with the Jobs Act of 2012 and the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform Consumer Protection Act, of course, huge regulatory changes, really landmark changes in the law and thus in the regulation governing those areas. A one-stop solution for compliance and compliance officers is a no-brainer. It's critically important to keep abreast of changes at the state level, the federal level, and various trade associations. All of those can impact the day-to-day operations of any company in the financial space and certainly in the fintech space. And so the ability to consult one resource and find all of that information in a way that is timely, cost-effective, and of course accurate is of utmost importance. My company FundPass exists at the intersection of evolving technology and emerging law. And so it's critically important that we have a way, and Compliance.ai is a wonderful way of doing that, a way to maintain visibility in real time into everything that's changing in that landscape, whether it's with the industry itself, technology, regulation, or financial services regulation. That's why I rely on Compliance.ai.
As a compliance professional, you routinely need access to regulatory updates, news and announcements from various agencies, and very specific legislation documents. In this video, we'll give you a quick overview of how you can do all that and more with Compliance.ai. When you arrive, you're going to land on the dashboard, where you'll get some visual insights as well as quick links to other things that matter. Here, we've got a graph showing you the rate of publication from various agencies and the types of documents they've been sharing. Then if I want to look here, I can see previews of documents from different agencies, new updates from every agency I'm interested in following, news updates as well. Looks like we've got brand new publications just today from the FTC and CFPB, and then other popular documents and graphs throughout. Let's dig in a little bit deeper here. So the CFPB has 2 items published just in the last couple days. I'm very interested in the Fair Lending Report. Switching to this document allows me to read the entire report as it is listed on the Federal Register. I can go for reading that individual PDF, or I can go through and read all of the updates on the timeline from all of my sources that I care about. This is a great location for being able to research what's going on from the CFPB. And if I just want to see what they are publishing, I'm able to filter the results, apply, and get them in order, showing rules, upcoming rules, comment close dates, and anything really pertinent for today. This is an example. We've got lots of options of where you could go ahead and do your research or get your latest updates at Compliance.ai.
The The pace of regulatory change has increased exponentially. Financial services industry players have had a very hard time aggregating in one place what has become an ad hoc interpretation and benchmarking exercise that financial institution players are held to on a case-by-case basis depending upon the facts of and issues that arise. And over the last 6, 7, 8 years, banks have been forced into coping successfully by hiring. New entrants into financial services are struggling. They're struggling to meet their requirements and they're struggling to meet their responsibilities for exactly those 3 reasons: time, resources, and skills management. Probably 20% of a very good compliance officer's day. That could be the external aggregation of data, it could be the internal interpretation and dissemination of data. Compliance.ai is an incredibly helpful tool in aggregating data, in contextualizing and configuring it for the user, in providing a series of peer benchmarks that allow you to understand what your colleagues and peers and neighbors in the market are also interested in, and in developing a set of analytics, AI-driven or just user-driven, that provide important context information when executing regulatory change in your own business.